A surprising encounter. Chapter 1. Free stuff is the most expensive. Strip. The man drawled. His cold, husky voice pierced through the silence of the room, stirring Charlotte. Oh my God. That's such a seductive voice. I want to gobble him up so badly. Flabbergasted. She could not help but gulp. She never expected someone to ask her to strip the moment she came in. That's terrifyingly forward. She shook her head, trying to sober up. But that only made her dizzier. And she started burning up. Hey, wait. Why'd a guy show up in my room? She leaned against the wall and looked in the direction of the voice. Through her drunken stupor, she could vaguely see a man in a suit sitting on the sofa. He was shrouded in darkness, so all she could see was a silhouette. The man had a towering figure and possessed the air of a king. As a strong urge to submit to him overcame her, she gulped again, staring at the man in a daze. Did the management make a mistake? I didn't request any service. Is this a complimentary thing that came with the event? And they gave me a domineering one too. What the heck? Who are you? And why are you in my room? Even talking was difficult for Charlotte. Her whole body was getting unbearably hot, and she kept taking off her clothes. The moment she asked that question, she felt the temperature around her dropping a few degrees as the atmosphere became suffocatingly dense. In that instant, she had an urge to escape. Hey, wait. This is my room. She stopped in her tracks and turned around before wobbling toward the man. Since this is a complimentary service, why don't I enjoy it? Besides, it's not like my luck can get any worse. Well, aren't they tactful? Since they're giving me a guy. Charlotte burped, grinning as she went closer to him, bumping into the room's ornaments. Meanwhile, the man kept his silence. He took a cigarette out and placed it between his lips. The lighter he held crackled, and a small flame popped out. Smoke started swirling around him, eventually enveloping the room. The dim light illuminated the man's face, but only for a moment. He had the looks befitting of a king, but a dangerous one. Damn it! Charlotte bumped into the coffee table and plopped onto the floor, tears welling up in her eyes. She slowly looked up a short while later, asking, "Aren't you going to help me up?" Man, free stuff is the worst. Instead of helping her, the man seemed to have gotten annoyed, his anger rampaging through the room. Even though Charlotte was drunk, she could still feel his chilling aura enveloping her, and she started shivering in fear. Wow, he's one arrogant B*****. Who does he think he is? A king? Well, if he isn't coming, then I'll go over to him. Charlotte was completely drunk, unable to see that something was off with the man. After struggling for a while, she eventually got up and resumed her wobble toward him. But she started seeing doubles, and everything seemed to get in her way. Angered, she pointed at the coffee table, barking, "What the f***ck? Get the hell out of my way." Unperturbed, the man continued smoking. "Well, cutie pie, you can drop the act now. Take my advice and be gentle. You are going to scare away a lot of customers if you put up airs." Charlotte eventually came up to him and let out a drunken burp. However, she was tripped up by the sofa when she leaned forward, causing her to fall on the man. A fresh scent assailed her, cooling her body down, and she rubbed herself against him. As Michael looked at the woman before him, his fury flared up, threatening to burn everything to ashes. Did she think I'm a gigolo? Damn woman. The man who had been silent all the time suddenly spat. Scram. Stunned, Charlotte widened her eyes in shock. Immediately, she pushed herself up and sat astride on his lap before she grabbed him by his collar. "Who the f***ck do you think you are?" she roared. "Did you just tell me to piss off? I reserved this room." Charlotte could vaguely see the man arching his eyebrow while his eyes gleamed. For a moment, she was intimidated by his menacing expression, and her heart raced. She regretted shouting at him the moment she did. Oh no. This guy seems dangerous. As Michael's dark eyes stared into her beautiful, obsidian black ones, he fell into a trance. She's just like her. A fresh, sweet scent tickled his nose. And when he took a whiff of it, something stirred within him, triggering a reaction in his member. An unprecedented impulse ran through his blood, urging him to devour her. His eyes gleamed with desire flaring within them. The man gently held her chin, forcing her to look at him. Do you know who I am? He asked nonchalantly. Yeah, that's a stupid question. You are a gigolo, aren't you? Well, you seem handsome, so I don't mind giving you my virginity. Charlotte touched his sculpted face and chuckled. Hearing that, Michael arched his eyebrow, puffing out some smoke as he smiled. Then, he leaned back against the sofa, holding his cigarette in one hand. He extended his other arm and placed it on the sofa before sitting down languidly. Michael gave her a cold gaze and asked, So tell me more about yourself. Charlotte was taken by surprise. I'm about E-cup. She answered on reflex. He let out a laugh. Interesting. I was asking her to introduce herself, but I didn't expect her to tell me her cup size. Michael suddenly felt like teasing her, so he looked at her plump chest. Are you sure? Charlotte's face fell when she noticed the doubt in his gaze. Is he calling me flat? She crossed her arms, stood up straight, and leaned forward. That's mean, mister. My boobs are indeed E-cup. Do you think I'm flat? Well, I think you are old. She might be drunk, but she could see that the man was at least 5 years older than she was. You can't be impotent, can you? Is that why you are trying to shift the topic? You should feel honored that I'm sleeping with you. The moment she mocked him, she could feel his anger surge within him, and his face fell. After all, being called impotent was taboo for any man, especially Michael. Welcome to download Joyread app to read more chapters of A Surprising Encounter novel online.